Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and salutations to the elect pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I came across this article here that I'm about to read real quick. I wanted to make a video on it because I thought it was interesting. But it says the Washington Post, by the Washington Post. And it says, the Washington Post says that fedcoin will be bigger than Bitcoin. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin is this new online currency that's basically was made and started, if I'm not mistaken, in Jersey, in New York there, in 2009. And by then, and from then, it's been building and getting bigger and bigger. And now it's a pretty big thing now. A lot of people are on Bitcoin. It basically is an online currency that you can use to basically you can use it to buy things online, but you pay real money to get it. And so to me it's a hoax. Like, it really doesn't. It's just another step before we get to the RFID chip, which is really going to be the final stage of this online currency that all these online currencies out right now. Now, so it says fedcoin doesn't exist yet, and yet the Washington Post is already hyping it as a primary cryptocurrency that will be used that we will be using in the future. Do they know something that the rest of us don't know, or the rest of us do not? Just a few days ago, I warned the global central banks. Oh, Sake, yeah, I warned that global central banks could eventually try to take over and control cryptocurrency phenomenon, which they already are controlling our currency. Because the currency that we're on right now, the Western Hemisphere, and actually really the world, especially if you sell through oil, but if you sell oil and other goods overseas, but we're on the currency called the fiat currency, which, by the way, that word fiat means let it be. So in other words, if when you look up that word fiat, that word is Latin already, and it means let it be. So basically, because our money, the money that we have, the dollars that are printed out for us now, are not backed by anything. You can't go to the bank and for $20 get a certain amount of gold, alright, a certain amount of weight in gold for $20. You can't. The bank won't do that for you because our money is actually not physically backed by anything. So, basically, we're using, what I want to say, monopoly money. So we'll print this piece of paper, we'll put $20 on it, and if it's $20, we'll just let it be $20. That's it. That's where you get the word fiat, which means let it be. That's a fiat currency. That's the currency we're on right now. So you can already see that this type of system of spending, is already crooked, because eventually it backfires on the people that are using the currency, or the people that are printing out this amount of money, because you're printing out empty money. You can't establish a stable economy off empty money. It makes no sense. So Esau, because these guys, Esau that runs these Federal Reserve, these independent banks, all right, like the Federal Reserve, they are looking to move into an online currency or a cryptocurrency which is going to be pushed by the way of the RFID chip. And all these other currencies, online currencies, are just stepping stones to the final stage of online currency or cryptocurrency, which will be the RFID chip, which is talked about and mentioned in the Bible as the mark of the beast. Because we here at Great Millstone believe that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, which is already being, which is RFID chip has already been taken by hundreds of people across the world, and different organizations and and companies have had it mandatory for their employees to have. Even way down here in Regina, Saskatchewan, Regina, where I reside, um, at my last couple jobs back, I was a dental technician, and we had to use our thumbprint to log in for work and to log out. So in other places overseas, you have people actually have a chip inside of them, and they scan that chip to log in to work and to log out. So that's basically the new wave of the future. All right, that's like the new, yeah, like the new wave of the future. That's going to be how you unlock and lock your car. You already have face recognition for phones. That's been out for quite a bit. It's going to be a GPS at the same time. So all your money is going to be the currency. All your money and your information, your ID, your SIM card is going to be stored in this chip. And it's going to be inside of you. And this chip is going to be blanketed with a lot of benefits so that it distracts you from the real purpose of the chip. Because the RFID chip, okay, which is the mark of the beast that's mentioned in the Bible, is basically its main reason for it, okay, is to control the masses. It's to control the people, have full, utter control over your whole body, your mind, soul, and your body, really. Because with the chip, it being inside of you, inserted inside of you, if you owe money or something and you're behind on your payments or whatever the reason may be, they can easily shut off that chip, and you're basically like an outcast, like an outsider. It's like being in a world or in a country without a SIN number. And if you don't have a SIN number, you should already know you can't do nothing. You can't get a job. And if you can't get a job, you can't make money to feed your family or any of that stuff. Everything will be manually withdrawed out of your account. Um, you know, it's gonna be, it's once they shut off the chip inside of you, um, you're a nobody. All right, so that's gonna be full utter control over a human being, over the people. And this chip it's already being pushed, but it's gonna be heavily, like right now, it's not mandatory to take this chip. It's more of a volunteer type thing because it's technology that's in the works. But it works, right? They've had more proven um, tests of it working than it not working. So, look forward for this chip, RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, to be in season, hopefully. And I say hopefully because, those of you that understand that this place is wicked don't want to be here anymore. You want a righteous world. You don't want to play a world that's full of wickedness, all right, that's full of evil. You want a world that's full of righteousness, which is going to be only comes through the Lord and his son. All right, which they go by the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, not God and Jesus Christ. But anyway, that's another video for another day, explaining that. But that's what we're waiting for. So hopefully in 2018, which Apostle Tahari gave out the declaration of this is the year of prophecy. So this is the year. Hopefully, Lord willing, man, this is the year where these prophecies that we prophesy, they really start to come to pass fast, because our prophecies have been coming to pass from time before even before our apostles were preaching. They were coming to pass. But us preaching is a prophecy coming to pass, you know. But hopefully things are coming. Hopefully our prophecies come to pass, or the prophecies come to pass very speedily in this new year coming up. Because every year that goes by is a check mark on Esau's. It's a couple more check marks, or a couple more things checked off the list, off of Esau's list, right? Which is his agenda. So we're in a new year now, so look forward for Esau to be completing more things on their agenda to further push towards their new world order, or one world order, which really is they're actually going on the agenda of the Most High, because the Most High controls them. The Most High controls everyone, every soul and every spirit. So, like I said, I hope, man, Lord willing, this is the year we get up out of here, because this place is gone. There's no point. There's nothing here for us anymore, man. And anything that there is here is vain. It just gets destroyed. It's gonna get destroyed anyway. So what's the point of working hard for all these vain riches? You might as well just live a simple life and wait for Yahweh Shai and do this work. But there's some pretty interesting things in this article. It's a pretty long article, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. Oh, it's not that long, but I'm definitely not going to read the whole thing. So if you would like to get more information on it, it's called the Washington Post, and it's by the Washington Post, and it's called "fedcoin will be bigger than Bitcoin." I got it on this economic collapse. That's funny, but the website is the Economic Collapse blog.com. So they have a couple things here. It says it says here, to add fuel to the fire. The U.S. government has been rigorously studying Bitcoin for about 2 years now, and instead of fighting Bitcoin, the Feds seemed poised to wipe out the U.S. dollar by creating their own digital currency, which I say again is going to be the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. All right. Once Jacob's trouble is in play, which Jacob's trouble is going to be Jacob being Israel, which is you Latinos, Negroes, and North American Indians, and you Gentile Israelites as well, that look like the other nations. Their trouble is to come soon. All right, because Jacob's trouble right now, we're already getting attacked, but Jacob's trouble is really going to be hitting heavy when martial law is when this devil decides to really let loose on you guys, man. All right, it's going to be within martial law. All right, because after martial law, they're gonna look for some kind of prayer, some kind of answer to put things back in order, and it's going to be the RFID chip, and that's where the hour of temptation plays out. And that's when we will see who the true prophets are. So it says, there's another thing here. It says, central banks may one day need to issue their own cryptocurrencies. The Bank of International Settlements said in its latest quarterly review, whether or not a central bank should provide a digital alternative to cash is most pressing in countries such as Sweden, Europe, okay, over there and overseas there, they have this already popping off. And by the way, they have the chip, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, called something else in Sweden, over in Europe. I forgot what it was, but the acronym over here is RFID chip, or like you're hearing now, fedcoin. But all is the same. It's the mark of the beast. There's going to be a chip involved with all of it. Where cash usage is rapidly declining. The Saturday report said, but all central banks may eventually have to decide whether issuing retail or wholesale central bank cryptocurrencies makes sense in their own context. So the way the world is going right now, with all this technology, it just makes sense to make money and currency. Our our currency that we have or that we're on right now, have it make it cryptocurrency, make it online, digital. So it says this is going to be a critical phase of the cryptocurrency revolution, because the people of the world are going to have to make it exceedingly clear that they do not want central bank cryptocurrencies. Central bank cryptocurrencies would simply be an extension of the current debt-based system. So the current system that we have, which is a debt-based system that is systematically enslaving humanity, which is true. It's very true. The currency right now, hey, we're still in slavery, man. We're just not in that hardcore slavery. It's now slavery's through the mind. All right. It says the thing that makes cryptocurrency so great is the fact that they are not debt based, which is a lie. They are going to be, because everything that's manifest from this devil is for him to have control over the masses. Now this is just another. This is one of those benefits that I said earlier that will blanket the true um, the true um, intentions of the RFID chip. And it says, so it's not a debt-based currency, it's not debt-based, or they are not debt-based, and they are allowing humanity to express independence from their current system. Listen, man, I watched the documentary on Netflix about Bitcoin, and it started off independent like everything else does, and then when it got big enough where it caught the eye of the upper echelons of the world, the elites, so to speak, they shut that shit down and they put their hands on it, man. Now it's still up and running, but now it has all these regulations and rules that are passed down from the law, from court, which further up they're getting their orders from Esau, from the elites. All right. Here's another key point. Here it says, but in Venezuela, the collapse of the bolivar, which is their currency, right? Because if you don't know what's going on in Venezuela, man, the whole country is in a state of emergency, has forced locals to turn to alternatives like Bitcoin and local community issues. So, because I do believe what happened, I mean, it's all prophecy, but what's going on there in Venezuela is basically a test. It's like a trial run to see how it would be like if they were to collapse America and parts of Canada over here in the Western world. Because over there, man, the currency is gone, it's collapsed, and you have people, that whole country is martial law. Everybody is fighting for their own. You got people breaking into zoos and killing the animals and stealing them just to find food to eat. People, you have parents eating their babies. That's going on over there. So, and that's been happening for quite a while now. Venezuela's been going through this issue. Okay, so it says, but in Venezuela, the collapse of the bolivar has focused locals to turn alternatives like Bitcoin and local communities issued currency with fixed exchange rates. The rapid erosion of the bolivar's value made everyday transactions like buying groceries and paying um, cabbies, untentable customers had to pay with large, cumbersome stacks of boliviars that were difficult to transport. So there's lots more on this article, but I'm not going to go through it. Or I think that's about it, actually. Oh, actually, it wasn't that long. But yeah, if it's something that you guys want more further information on, it's definitely a good read, and just to open up your eyes to the certain things Esau is doing to disguise his RFID chip, because Esau sees the videos that we're making, and really he's trying to upset these prophecies, man. But you Edomites don't know, you at least don't know that the Lord is controlling you, and everything you do is sanctioned from the Lord. So you're doing everything that He wants you to do anyways. So you can't get away from this, man. You can't upset these prophecies. So here it says, I got a couple of scriptures here. It says, this is Amos 3:7, which is the basic scripture, but it says, surely the Lord Yahweh power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. Now when we're prophesying, we're prophesying about things that are not known across the world. Whereas if everything we prophesied was something that everybody always already knew, the Lord wouldn't need to send his prophets. Because before the Lord destroys the place, he sends his prophets to warn the people, to let them know about things that are to come, which are secrets that are in his word, secrets that are given to his prophets through his word. Like the secret of RFID chip, which is well known now, but when it was first being preached, it wasn't well known, man. I remember when the Illuminati themselves was like taboo to say. It was like, oh, you're talking about Illuminati. But now, you talk about Illuminati, people are like, oh yeah, we know about them. Oh yeah, it's like it's not a big deal anymore because they're becoming known, which is all through the Lord, man. Whether it be us preaching, all right, prophesying about them and preaching, or these other people that are not in the truth making videos about them. That's all through the Lord still, because the Lord controls every soul and spirit. All right. And another scripture here is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It said, and this is also why, it's beautiful that the apostle got the declaration that this year it's a year of prophecies, man, because this scripture says it all. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. The Lord will continually, those of us that are sincerely doing His work, will continually open our eyes to Esau's devices, man. So we're not, so that he doesn't have an advantage over us. So it says, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. That's why we're able to prove everything in the scriptures and to relate it to the outside world, man. Because it's the truth. Alright? So that's